today I want to give us 3 quick points. Everybody say 3 quick points on what our intentions as a believer should involve. And so if you're writing notes, I want you to write this down. The first one is this: your intentions should involve love. Your intentions should involve love. See, when your intentions involve love, it is because you know who God is. You know who God is. See, the scripture says those who don't love don't know who God is. So let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1 through 3. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1 through 3. And today we have 2 baptism candidates. So let's give God some praise for our baptism candidates today. Awesome. And this is what the scripture says. It says this: if I can speak in the tongues of men and even of angels, but have not love, that reasoning intentional, there's that word, that reasoning intentional spiritual devotion, such as is inspired by God's love for and in us, I am only a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. Now, could you imagine if Shad was just up here sitting on the drums right now? I wish he wouldn't have left. I should have told you that earlier. But could you imagine if he was just hitting cymbals right now? That would become very irritating with it. That's what it looks like when your life does not involve love. You say all of these things. You got all of the sayings. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. The Lord is with me. I floated on here on a cloud. I ate communion for breakfast. I did all of these right things. I went to church and I did this. But if your life does not involve love, then you're really just wasting your time. And a lot of times people become busybodies. They're trying to do all of the things of the church without involving love. And they're trying to do all of these things. And guess what happens? People can feel when you don't truly love them. People can feel that. I can feel. You can sense that when you are in alignment with who God is in your life, and you're in alignment with God, you can actually sense when there's some type of wrong energy, some type of wrong vibes that are not really good, because you understand that I know God. I know that God is love, and since I know God is love, then I know that, okay, what I'm feeling right now, this isn't love. Because love, you know what love feels like. Love does not come to drain you. Love actually comes to fulfill you. See, God did not come to drain you. God sent his son to fulfill you. So it says this in verse 2: and if I have prophetic powers, the gift of interpreting the divine will and purpose, and understand all the secret truths and mysteries, and possess all knowledge, and if I have sufficient faith so that I can remove mountains, but have not love, God's love in me, I am nothing, a useless nobody. So I can see in the future. I can know every word in the Bible. I can know every scripture from Genesis to Revelation. But if I know all of those scriptures and I don't apply love, then I just have head knowledge. A lot of times in church, people just got head knowledge. They have read the scripture, they know the scripture, but do you know the one who inspired the scripture? Do you know the one who gave the scripture? Do you know that God is love? And verse 3 says this: even if I dole out all that I have to the poor in providing food, and if I surrender my body to be burned, or in order that I may glory, but have not love, God's love in me, I gain nothing. And so a lot of times we hear this scripture, right? When it's wedding time, love is patient, love is kind, love doesn't seek its own intent. But I wanted us to go and really just kind of dive into this, because a lot of times we are doing things, our intentions don't involve love, and we're just doing things just to do them. And guess what happens? We burn ourselves out as a result of just doing stuff just to do it. But when you do stuff with love, then it doesn't burn you out because it doesn't deplete. You're giving from a place of love. And see, a lot of us, we need to give from that place of love. We need to give from that place of God, because when we do, then God can refill us. He can revive us again. And so sometimes, guess what? We say we love God, but when it comes to our intentions, they do not involve love. And when your intentions do not involve love, guess what? People can sense that. When people just feel like you're doing something for them out of obligation, that's not a great feeling, is it? And so your intentions, what should they do? They should help to make earth like heaven. They should make earth look like heaven. So it does not matter who you encounter. When you encounter them, it should be from a place of love. Because listen, everybody isn't going to agree with the way that you think things should be. But when you are moving from a place of love because your intentions involve love, guess what happens? Then you can speak love, you can sow a seed of love into their heart that will change their life. And so love is intentional. Everybody say love is intentional. I'm going to say it like you mean it. Love is intentional. I'm going to say let's say it one last time. Love is intentional. And so when you truly love people, then you are intentional about that love.